Week 1, Vikings got the job done against the Green Bay Packers, but now it's time to move on. Week 2, on the road at the Link, Monday Night Football versus the Philadelphia Eagles. To get a victory, let's first look at what the Vikings offense can do. Last week, DeAndre Swift went off. Now, the Lions, they have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Clearly not the case in Minnesota, but our run blocking is more than solid. So, lots of Dalvin Cook. Test them to see if last week's defense, giving up 181 yards on the ground, see if that was a fluke or not, or go reverse psychology. First play of the game for the Vikings offense, they may be expecting you to attack their weakness. So play action, just a suggestion here, play action, hard sell to Dalvin Cook, go up top to one of your playmakers. Their blitz execution is really good, so CJ Ham is going to need a big day. And their secondary is fast. It's impressive how quickly they close on the football. And for what it's worth, Kirk Cousins is light years ahead of Jared Goff, who made so many blunders against the Eagles, and yet the Lions only lost by 3 points. Motion, audible if you have to. Before the snap, know where your top 2 reads are, and if it's not there, hit the check down. But also, don't be afraid to let your receivers make a play on the football. Justin Jefferson, against everybody, always finds a way to get separation. No reason to think he can't on Monday night. But you also have to remember they're likely going to put extra attention on Jefferson, so find the single coverage with Thielen or Osborne. The offensive line needs to communicate. That's very important because the Eagles' front seven, they're looking to bring the heat. Overall, though, don't force it. Jefferson, he's going to have a good game, but spread the ball around. Take what the defense gives you. And I trust that Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips, as the brains behind this offense, they're going to put together the perfect game plan. We certainly have the personnel to execute. The Packers, they have a very good defense, and the Vikings delivered. Different this time around in the sense that you're now on the road, but run the ball effectively. Be better than Jared Goff in the passing game. Keep the defense on his heels, and you give yourselves a chance. As far as Garrett Bradbury versus Fletcher Cox, whatever. All we can do is deal with it. As far as the Vikings defense is concerned, priority number 1 is containment. Bring the pressure up the middle. Probably need a guy like Eric Kendricks to be a spy every other play, or if nothing else, to be in a zone scheme for him to keep his eyes up front, never turning his back around. But the edge rushers, Danielle Hunter, Zadarius Smith, they got to be at the top of their game because Jalen Hurts wants to take off. You have to be disciplined. Don't over pursue, because if you do, he's as good as gone. You have to treat him as a legitimate threat to be a ball carrier every single play. Danielle Hunter, I think, better off staying home on the left side versus Lane Johnson. I just think he matches up better there. Keeps Zadarius Smith to the right. Lane Johnson versus Danielle Hunter, that's Clash of the Titans. But above all else, keep Hurts in the pocket. Force him to beat you with his arm. Last week completed just 56% of his passes. Not to mention, containment gives you a good base camp to be ready for the read options. Lots of RPOs. Communication is key with the defensive players. And for safeties, Harrison Hitman Smith and Cam Bynum, your corners are going to need some help. This is not the same receiver group that you saw last week against Green Bay. These dudes are nice. Last week, A.J. Brown went off for 10 catches, 155 yards. Dallas Goedert is a problem at tight end. And you can't commit early because there's so much trickery involved before the ball carrier goes vertical. Hell, you still have Miles Sanders as a threat in the backfield. But whatever you do, do not allow P2 Patrick Peterson to line up against A.J. Brown. Last week against the Packers, he struggled really bad against plumbers for receivers. If you line him up against 11 this time around, it's a wrap ball game. I'll take my chances with Dantzler and safety help. But the number one thing to keep in mind playing a team like this, you have to mentally stay locked in. With the Houdini shit they do on offense and the speed they have on defense, they are going to make plays. The Eagles will. And at times, it's going to feel deflating. But you have to stay locked in because if not, if you're not careful, they will mentally take you out of the game. Live to fight another down. Don't beat yourself up. And whatever the results are, so be it. I got the Vikings winning this game. Final score 28-24. Your thoughts in the comments section below. We're back at it tomorrow. We'll see you then.